Congratulations, you finally got dental insurance. Your teeth and oral health care are finally going to get healthy. Life is going to be good, right? Well, maybe not. Here's the bad news. Most dental insurance companies are scammy. It's so common when you actually find a non-scammy insurance, it's really a surprise. And here's the worst news. Not only are the insurances scammy and not honest, dental clinics can also be the same. And so now you have a double-edged sword. Not only is your dental insurance kind of screwing you over, the dental clinic is also kind of screwing you over. So now you're double screwed. But I made an entire video about the top 10 dental scams. So I'm not going to focus on the ways that dental clinics can screw patients over. Just check out that video. I'll link it below. But this video, we're going to talk about insurances. But first note, there are many different types of insurances. There's an HMO insurance. I mean, the entire point of this insurance is basically a scam. It shouldn't even be legal. It's very ethically bad. It makes dentists, it makes good dentists even be evil. And yeah, I made a whole video about it. Just check out HMO, the scammiest dental insurance, and you'll learn about why an HMO is so scammy. But we're not going to talk about that in this video. Also, Medicare and Medicaid insurances, those are both government insurances. So patients are basically getting those insurances for free. Anytime you get something for free, there's usually a lot of caveats. In this case, those insurances are miserable. They have so many regulations or rules, they don't make any sense. I mean, we tried to take them because we really wanted to help out those that were less unfortunate, but we still are trying to do that by having low prices, but we couldn't take Medicare and Medicaid. And I made an entire video about it. I was actually really sad when we couldn't take Medicaid anymore, just because of all the problems that occurred with taking Medicaid. So, what's left? Basically, what's left is the most popular insurance, the best insurance, the PPOs. But even with PPOs, even with the top type of insurance, there are still a ton of scams being done by the insurance company. So without further ado, here are the top 10 ways that PPO insurances scam you. Number 1, not covering the cost of silver fillings on back teeth. I mean, silver fillings were back done hundreds of years ago. Nobody now wants to have silver fillings done, but they're not going to pay for your tooth color filling. They're only going to pay for the silver thing. And the difference in cost between silver and composite or the tooth color filling, you have to pay, even if you have insurance. Number 2, claiming that they pay for x-rays at 100%, but then if your dentist takes 2 different types of x-rays or a few x-rays, they're gonna make you pay for it. Now again, this isn't for every insurance, and all these rules aren't for every insurance. I'm just giving examples of things I've seen at my clinic done by certain insurances. There was one patient where we literally took 2 x-rays, 2 different types of x-rays, and they said, oh, we're not going to pay for 2 different types of x-rays being taken. That patient has to pay for one of those. Number 3, covering cleanings or periodontal maintenance every 6 months. If you have severe gum disease, you really should be having periodontal maintenance or a checkup or your gums cleaned every 3 months, or at least every 4 months. Say so that's going to be 3 to 4 times a year. But your insurance is only going to pay for it twice a year. But it's frustrating because you need to get more often than the insurance is going to pay for it. But again, the insurance doesn't care about the health. They don't care if your teeth come out. They just want to collect money, and that would mean they'd have to pay more. So again, even though that's what you need and that's what's recommended by the ADA and all the different organizations, they're not going to pay for it. They're only going to pay for 2 a year, even if you need 3 or 4 a year. Number 4, saying they're going to cover for implants or a bridge, but only covering for a denture. This one blew my mind when I saw it with a patient. This patient needed like 2 implants, right? Their insurance covered implants. But then the insurance looked at them and said, oh, you don't need an implant, you can just have a denture. Which makes absolutely no sense. Anybody can get a partial denture at any time. It's that they don't want a partial denture because it's metal, it comes in and out, it's uncomfortable, it doesn't look as natural, and an implant's really nice. It goes in, it never comes out, you floss it, you brush it, you treat it like a real tooth. Everybody, if they could choose an implant over a denture and finances weren't an issue, would choose an implant. But the difference is an implant can cost an insurance company maybe $1,000 to $2,000. Whereas with a denture, they had to pay $250. So can you see what's happening? They wanted to pay, instead of paying $2,000, they wanted to pay $250. So they said, oh, the patient, we're only going to pay for them for a partial denture, not for an implant. And they literally saved, what is that, $1,750. It's just crazy. Number 5, not covering an implant. Like we mentioned before, sometimes they say you can do something else that's much cheaper, like a denture. Sometimes they're just not going to cover it at all. Other times they're going to make a rule saying that, oh, if you currently don't have a tooth there, then we're not going to pay for it. We're only going to pay for it if you had a tooth, that tooth goes bad, and then you gain an implant to replace it. And lastly, sometimes they just make up a reason why they can't cover it. Again, implants are really nice and very beneficial to patients, and if you have dental insurance, you would think you could get the best type of dental work that's needed to make your mouth and oral health as healthy as possible, but so many of PPOs do not cover implants. Number 6, having a deductible. See, what a deductible is, the entire point of it is to discourage you from using insurance. See, the first fee you have to pay when you use your insurance is a deductible. So say a deductible is an extreme amount, like $1,000. That means if you go to the dentist and your entire bill is $400, the insurance isn't going to pay any of it because the first $1,000 you have to pay before you start using the insurance's money. Now, the only good thing is in the dental world, usually it's $100 to $200 for a deductible, but it's still annoying because many healthy mouths for the entire year their dental bill might be less than $200 or not that much more. So they literally don't use the dental insurance at all. They just have to pay themselves, basically because they're paying for the deductible. So it's just frustrating to have a deductible because really it only helps you if you need a lot of work, because then you have reached your deductible and then you can start using the insurance. But if you're a healthy mouth, you're almost not using your insurance because you're only paying the deductible. Number 7, having a low maximum. There's people that have been so excited. They've been waiting 6 months, a year to get insurance. They finally have insurance. And then we put everything in the treatment plan. And maybe, they want to fix up their whole mouth. And even though we're super affordable here, to fix up your whole mouth might be like, $7,000, $8,000 for top, bottom, implants, everything like that, right? And then we tell them, okay, and they're like, yeah, my insurance is gonna cover it. They told me they'll cover this and da-da-da. And we go, you have a maximum of $1,000. That means, yes, they'll cover it, but if the bill's $8,000, you have to pay $7,000. So you waited a year to get this insurance to save $1,000. Now it's still $1,000, but who knows, maybe your monthly payment, you're actually paying $2,000 a year to pay for this insurance, and you only get $1,000 from them. You would have been better off just saving your money and paying us directly. So there are many insurances with very low maximums, and many times you might pay more for your dental insurance than the maximum actually allows, which means you are always paying more than the insurance is covering for you. Number 8, denying things just because they deny them. You might need a night guard because you're grinding your teeth. It actually is really important to protect the teeth. But we submit to the insurance saying you need a night guard, telling them why, and they say, no, we don't think you need a night guard. The same thing can be like, you need a crown. And they're gonna be like, oh, well, the tooth doesn't look like it needs a crown. And so many times this isn't even a dentist saying it, it's just some random person. Or you need a bridge or an implant. And so at any time, the insurance could just say, no, I don't think so. And a lot of times they're saying, I don't think so because I don't want to pay money and you're still paying the same amount. And if we don't have to pay the money, we make more money as an insurance. So yeah, they can just deny for any reason at any time. Don't you love insurance? Number 9, claiming things are cosmetic and so they deny it. I've had many patients that broke or chipped or needed some dental work done in the front of teeth or anywhere in that area. And so we'll submit it to the insurance, they'll be like, no, you're doing it for cosmetic reasons. Well, yes, if you get a crown or you get something done, a filling on the front teeth, it can make your teeth look better, but that's not the main reason they're doing it. They're doing it because their tooth is broken, or they're doing it because they have a cavity. But the insurance can claim it's cosmetic, and so then they claim they don't have to pay for it because they don't cover cosmetic work, which is just frustrating. Number 10, always needing additional info. We'll send everything. We'll send pre-x-rays, post-x-rays, a written statement, everything that we can, just to find out that they still need more information from us. They still didn't get everything because they need some other weird thing. And I swear, sometimes they're just asking for these weird things because they know it's so tricky to have a good system, especially if you're taking multiple insurances, to then resubmit, resend it back, and get all that information. So it's just, Oh, it's just frustrating. They literally, I know they're just asking for sometimes this additional information because they know there's such a good chance the clinic is then gonna submit it and then they don't have to pay for that patient's insurance. So is insurance even worth it? Well, it depends. One really good thing about PPO insurances is they have their own fee schedule. See, any dental clinic, anywhere, if you open a dental clinic, you can charge whatever fees you want. There's no rules or regulations about that. If you want to charge extremely high fees, you can. If you want to charge extremely low fees, we can. I mean, here at the Smile Mission, we had a unique philosophy and we tried to figure out the best way to do really, really good work, but keep it super affordable. So we charge very low fees and there's no rule saying we can't charge those fees. And you can go next door and their office is charging, we're from Miami, go to Miami Beach and they'll do the same procedure. Actually, they'll do the same procedure, in my opinion, worse. And they will charge like 10 times the amount because they're extremely high just because of the location. And so that's how dentistry works. But with a PPO insurance, that insurance company is gonna say, if you want to see any of my patients, here is the fee schedule. You have to agree to these fees. And so again, a crown might normally be $1,500 or $2,000. But if you have an insurance, that insurance might tell the dentist, you're seeing my patient, you're only gonna charge $850. So the nice thing is, even if the insurance doesn't pay anything, and you have to pay the entire $850, you still paid way less than if you didn't have the insurance. But on the other hand, you can always find a clinic like us, like the Smile Mission. We're a very affordable clinic. So when we do a fee with the insurance, we're basically about the same price. So you're almost saving no money by having the insurance, or at least with the agreed on fees. Now, if the insurance is gonna pay a proportion, and you don't have to pay it, you're saving some money that way. But at the end of the day, you might be paying more money than the insurance is ever gonna pay us. And so it might just be a better idea to not have insurance, just come to us. That way you don't have to wait for anything, you don't have to send pre-approvals, you don't get random denials, and you don't have all the headaches with insurance. So it really depends on the dentist you're going to if insurance is actually even worth it.